Hey YouTube, it's Adam with Gunfighters Inc. How you guys doing out there? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good, just enjoying another day off. I was sitting down yesterday watching some TV, and I was kind of just playing with that AR-15 mag pouch that I made, and going through what I wanted to do and some of the changes I wanted to make in my mind. And I was going to get up today and do it, so that's what I did. And when I went up there, I took the camera with me, just kind of take you guys along, show you guys what I did and basically the process, and see the changes that I made. So I'll get to it, and I made a little collage. It goes pretty quick. I just kind of skipped ahead, just kind of give you the meat of pretty much everything that I did. It kind of skips forward, so it's not too long. And then afterwards, we'll go ahead and you'll see the finished product, and we'll go over it and why I did what I did. All right, so stay tuned. Drop it, sit. Alright, and here is the final product after all the changes that I made. You can see it looks a lot different, and let's go ahead and go over what I did. I started off with, I punched another hole right here. There was a hole, that tab that was up high. First thing I did was I punched that hole and put another rivet there. I made a line. I came down even with where the retention basically starts. So where the divot is and that hits the back of this thing, it had to have something on the other side of it. So that's as low as I could go in the front. So I basically brought it down to that point so it's even. Right here it's going to pinch just like this. Okay. And what that does is it gives you more clearance basically when you're coming in to put it away. So now it amplifies this and lessens that. So it's about half. And that's kind of what I wanted. As you can see, I rolled the flaps out of the way, which actually worked out really well. One problem with that is now the retention, at least on this exact one, is a little messed up. It's a little too tight. For the simple fact it kind of squeezed it when I rolled it. It kind of, you can see right in here. Let me see if I can get in there. You see that little raised, excuse me, that little raised edge right there where it's kind of grabbing because it pinched it this way. And the fix for that is the next one I make, I'm just going to shim the magazine a little bit. So I'm just going to find a piece of, I already know what I'm going to use. Basically just shim it and give it maybe, on the magazine you give it probably 2 millimeters extra. And then when you when it's all, and then when you mold it, it'll make the shell bigger than it actually is supposed to be. That way when you roll it, it shrinks back down to normal size and it gets the retention back to normal. Another thing I'm really excited about is I'm pretty confident now if I do them all this way, I can fit every 2, I can fit 1. So that means you're going to have, instead of 3 magazines being able to be carried, every 2 loops you're going to be carrying a magazine, which is what I was going for, and it actually worked out really well. I put it on, like I said, the retention is a little too tight, you can see that, but I can fix that, it's not a problem. Not worried about that at all. And the whole reason for lopping off that top part was when you go to put your magazine away and you come in, I want you to be able to come in and sweep it, not, come in and then directly down. I don't want you to have to come in and go directly down and then find the hole. I want to be as intuitive and as fluid a movement as I can make it. So, and I'm really happy with that turn. I'm going to go ahead and pull it off so you guys can take a look at this from the backside. All right, and there you go. There it is off. Still see everything's working just fine. I rolled them back, a little rough looking. This one actually turned out really good. It's real nice. You can see that. Real straight and smooth. This one not so much. Kind of rough looking, but that's okay. That's just something I'll have to compensate for on the next one. This is just a prototype, so I'm going to make these a little bit longer. I'm just glad I actually got it to fit where I wanted it to and put one right next to each other. So I'm really excited about that. Other little things I did, I left this little flap here, so when, if you're coming in the event, you're looking for it, you're not going to hit the plate there. It's going to help you slide it in. Like I said, it's just I'm trying to make it intuitive. The reason I'm so anal retentive when it comes to being able to put your magazine away and retrieve it so fast is because when you're in that situation, and I know for one because I've been in that situation, time is life. So, and you can never move fast enough. I remember when I was in Iraq, that was one thing I noticed when shit actually hit the fan and we were in it in Ramadi. You can't move fast enough. You never can. Everything slows down. Everything they say about high stress, your body, the physiological changes that your body takes. Honestly, when I was getting our training, never mentioned anything about that, and that was the first thing I remember. Just your heart rate just jacked to 175. Everything just goes it's a fog. So you want everything to be working in your favor in that situation, and that's the theory behind all this that I'm doing. This is off my armor that I wore when I was over there, and you can see what I was working with. And this was pretty much the standard. This is this green piece is what they gave to us, and this is what I bought on my own. This is old school tactical tailor stuff. You can see with the Malice Clips in there and stuff, the old ones. And you can see how much of the mag's sticking out. There's no really retention. They just kind of hang in there. So there was no. I ran them like this, just because the alternative to that is you got these old straps that come out, right? That'll hold it in there for you, which is great and everything. If you're running around jumping and stuff, you ain't got to worry about it falling out. But the problem is, once you pull the mag, then you have these things flopping around in your way, and then you're trying to put it away, and you're stressing out because you're getting shot at. It's not good. So, and these ones here, I didn't like them too much either because it's just too much of a hassle. I got to sit there and do one of these while I'm looking down, trying to figure out where the hell it's at. So, this is what I'm coming from. I would have much rather have something like that, where you just come down and, hey, flip. How easy is that, right? Much easier to work with. So that's again, that's the mode of thinking between the two, is from this to that. This is no longer the standard. All right, something else that I found out last night. You can see these old Malice clips. This is like, 10 years old, and you still see, still working, still great. This is off my my old gear. But you can see the difference here. This little secondary relief. And I had this on last night, and I was messing around with it on my belt, and it was kind of loose. When you go to pull it, it kind of slide, right? And I was like, wow, this thing needs some way to cinch it up, and I realized what these two were for. So what I did was I got back on here, and I just tightened it up. You push it down one more and lock it in place, right? It's still gonna work. And you take your belt. This is a standard 2-inch web belt in Blackhawk. This is what I wear. I think anybody, if you're gonna run stuff like this, if you're wearing a small little belt, it seems kind of counterproductive to me. I don't know why you'd do that. This is like $10 at any gun store, so it's nothing snazzy. There are better. I'm gonna get one that has a little bit more, stiffness to it. One of the really nice ones. But from there, you thread it in. You see it really nice fit. And what you do is you go through one of them, and you locate a belt loop. Right. So you go through one. All right, and then you go through a belt loop, and then you come back through the second one. And what that does, this thing is basically completely locked to your belt at that point. There is no movement because the belt doesn't allow it. Excuse me, I just ate, so a little burpee. So you can see it rides really nice. There's not a lot of play there, especially once on your belt. You got to put it on your belt to really understand. But I realized that's what that second tab was for, is to cinch them down. Not only that, if you look, you have these kind of sticking out, and it actually helps stabilize it as you're walking. They're really nice and soft. So that's another point that I liked about these clips, is the overhang. You'd think that'd be in your way. It's really not. It's just helping stabilize against your body. So when you're moving, it kind of keeps it from tilting out if something wants to grab, or if you want to grab and pull, it'll just spring right back, if you're pulling on it. So I thought that was pretty neat too, for all those guys who were wanting something like this for their belt rigs. So I could do it this way, so you could attach it to Molle and your belt, which is awesome. I think it's pretty awesome. So, because up to this point, pretty much all other Kydex manufacturers, they only make, it's just for a belt. It comes out. A good example is Raven Concealment. Great gear, but that's how they work. Is they have the flaps out there, and they just put a belt loop, and they have different kinds of loops and stuff you can put on there, but none of it goes to Molle gear. So that's what I wanted, to be able to just clip it to Molle. And so now you can do to Molle web gear as well as belt. So there you go. And that pretty much covers everything I wanted to cover on this. And one thing I've never really covered is the amount of space you get to grab a hold of that magazine. I really like that. That's pretty much a given. You get all that space to grab a hold of when you're indexing. So that's another thing I noticed when I put this on and was practicing with it. You get all that. When I cut that down lower like that, it would give you a lot more space to work with. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Get out there, train with your gear. Really train with it. Get dirty, roll around, and see if it really works for you. So get out there and actually train with that stuff. If it doesn't, let me know, and we'll work up something that does. Okay, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.